So, then electricity. If you are you know, you prefer, you try and start our computer. And for lady 93 has cost 4. Normal for the Romansa of a computer. It means the parent is the say I said, on Semana throw a hand of this idea. A far computer, school uniform. So, exercise boots.
The absence of electricity in this area has made the learning of ICT extremely difficult. We are therefore appealing to the government to provide us with computers, uniforms, chalks, and notebooks for teachers, since these materials are woefully inadequate in this school.
Yes, well,
I am disappointed in the headmistress. So if government has provided school uniforms and they are not enough, can't you find ways of adding up to the stock? I will not provide your school with chalk today, and I will not provide it tomorrow. The Parent-Teacher Association can go and get a chalk. Secondly, you are appealing for uniforms. Well, it appears you have been pampered for too long because government has been providing uniforms to the extent that even parents are shirking their responsibilities nowadays. The provision of uniforms by government is not force. It is only a helping hand being given by government. It is even a shame to go back to Accra to report your appeal to government.
So we're back. 1760 or text message line the February Ninja Brilliant making canning my medical that told him say paying for Atanasia and his name we will call him so quickly and Chebiana His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and in St. Bieber to just say country likely to ban plastic waste if so there's a conditional clause there. Now quickly Yabakwa Mazuna Yamame Ama Ofori Entry, Executive Secretary, ESPA, on the release Biaba, na Yabusana, Omo, Dientia, ono so, it's just a CT or Masama, but quick one. The Environmental Service Provider Association wishes to express its misgivings about the intended ban on the use of plastics as suggested by President John Mahama on Monday, July 11 this year. Minkum, Kasi. Ama, Machi, and Apom to say. Okay. Well, quick one. I have your release here, but Rebecca said, Preocupe, I said the money, His Excellency, Enyadring.
I dream by young father said, or since non statement, no, your crisis, and your share. It's at least one of my opportunities. Yes, I see a man in the opportunities, we can get a lot of good things out of the plastic. It is rather explore rather than concluding. And enforcement of bylaws, even sanitation bylaws, like a committee when you put extra plastics in Badwam, I'm sure they will not have this environmental problem. I agree with him absolutely. If you are not creating the chromia the beer rubber, and beaches, and yes, and the beer is fine. If there was say yes, we do. But then, a bonus here not from the cry in terms of tax. This means and then the young crown, I don't know about you, but maybe there, that's what you say. sachet water when we see that's the best access water I can have, drinking water. We are banning plastic, then it means there are lots of implications for me. Not only me, what about the others? We call that beer and easy. Because then kind of our port money at the cups at us when we are now maybe tuberculosis are a bit brave. It is made progress. It's just a way to dispose it often. And a culture, a attitudinal problem. It's a cultural thing. Because then Ghana funny. That is said in Patra, but we are doing we are born a year. Or some come from. And you say a born a year. I was here to Sabuano. Business and can even say the highway.
All right.
We are right to assembly.
But
each region, there were 10 regions. Which in there were big recycling plants to crank. I don't think we'd have a problem.
But am I quite no some revealing statistics. One says additionally about 10,000 youths are employed in the sachet water business. Or the normal be kaka. But the challenge, as you know, any the how Cassia a day brain as on mine. And in many me a suggestion about this is a capital intensive area and all Kahwasemi. And in many what do we do before we get into these long term solutions? I hope so
we need friendly policies, that we are saying. We need environmental friendly policies whereby your very tax system in such a way that well, because it's our business, you also feel the pitch rather than make include the remember companies that can say we come here, they do say bottles. Yeah, the ammonia chance in the area, the ammonia come here. And now Mr. Ghana has your tax system in the ammonia they don't go back taking them to recycle and use. They keep producing because it is cheap in Ghana. They are not enforcing the laws. As far as you are not even coming up with the appropriate tax system for them to pay tax appropriately. What is America now? If they are even paying tax the right way, they were all putting good measures and make sure what will be produced, recycle. They will not keep producing because the tax on it is so small. I brought you baby, I know me, and you do the other person to rubber. We call Holland and say I'm pressing it. You tell him I'm going to rubber. No, we can try rubber. No bother. I'm pressing it. It's not milk on. I have to just blend. You know, we got to be presenting money because it's rubber number pancreas. It's cabbage. We convert it to a gun. It's cabbage. Baby, I find it.
All right.
You think I'm cabbage? It's cabbage brave on the tax system. Now our bank of one sector, as unfortunately data, it's an area for government and the private sector to explore. Now rather promote the public-private partnership where it can be done on a larger scale. Say Accra compost, they produce pellets. With the pellets, the chemical can it's new produce that's been it's near bowls, it's near table. What do you say? It's not like it's a bad case. Just that you're in 2 ways, you are not in the corner. It be other final problem, but it's not plastic anymore. And your plastic, boiler, beer bottles, and 2 billion the boiler will change the my refer.
Okay.
You don't know how to solve rations. That's the problem.
Well, I'm a foreign tree, Executive Secretary, ESP. You say discussion about Koso into Yebepebre. Na waba studio they ajibre ebusa onsem dodo na so timi de wadwe nkyere ato am but the other was say also the wadwe nkyere betai sa nkomodi echi e da se okay so 1760 your text message line the February energy brand so timi kinkan ma onimyan for John Alexander Akon Atana Delali the Deputy Minister Gender Children and Social Protection ehun no ha che but ya offer enua be ma prekopa ye papa I don't know. Oh, what crap? We have a call.
Oh, no, I don't. We have a call.
I see so interest and common.
I'm more interested. Now, we didn't get you. Minchia were actually for TF not to be called Bossman.
Bossy.
Last weekend, Namio.
Okay.
Oh, say, Amma, or ye Environmental Service Providers Association Executive Secretary. So, in actual fact, normally critique. Waste no. And your producers no in the create. So the reaction, no, the target is even not them. Also say one year who be into the corporate responsibility, no, at that producers no so. But what dear, also who use so at their pesika, who clean it, if it's a bit critical. It if it's a more balancing, one more reaction in any case, all these things are kind or as I say, in free yet. They are kind of say, "Yampa, sabrate baby, who come rubber to yaka." So the number you sue at the cleaning. You have trouble. Go to a block near there. It's a serious concern or say or not. But critically, I know the answer. First, plastic producers and the answer. But more importantly, say creative job in a debut or cut taxes. Oh, say it's easier to say for cut us on the creative taxes. What I say, we can say creative taxes in our contest. What shifted the cost from a producer to the consumer of plastics? But to address all the chair, number 2, it's happening about baby. In that say, who's going to bear the cost? The consumer again. The consumer need targeting and the producers and say target. Into a whole lot of things I say between the producers and the one more service providers and one person normally produce no SOS no. And so we are more faster than they are doing now. Me assure say between them and pokroto no. Senka one more shemedel. They say one more medilo. Your producers and your people of Ghana and your environmental service producer. Environmental there. Who can say environmental service producer? Who person kromunte?
That's it.
So the point is that as at now, no, with plastics and ati and I say NTA. So they have a lot to do. But in doing that, so before because tax as some Ghana beja 2 months a parliament no. And say producers no. One contribution to the creation of woman kasa.
But your attitude towards disposal of Nyoma and Fatano, it is saying checks and balances in your human.
2 things in terms of plastic and some but not just on the general attitude. But the other attitude, also they say, you say plastics no. And to me, Nani, and I say to me, Shepayo. Sorry. And to me, pro. And so my different one. If you all do go, say the IFU crana, Obana pro, not Samanasa. It's not the best, but at least they say biodegradable. Plastic and idea. It's a bigger problem than the others. You can't buy your problem.
Okay, 1760 your text message line. If I'm bringing, now you bring King Kama, make us say. Lucky about clinic for one other room and it is come away, bro. No triple permit, Joanna PPJ moves here on come so could be so ever said, and then there were a bedroom.
Mama was the last 2 days, your lunch, child and family welfare.
Member ministry, so ministry are very dear to my heart. Yeah, ministry. No, original Sasia by and I branch driver Usubuatin, Unia George, Chief Executive, Hotel the George you. I will teach you Mama made a form. I made Machina, and then I did change in a Sunya Domasi, and need to pay me a copper crab here. Come a year December by time. Usu Boating, do not for a branch here, and a George, Chief Executive, Georgia Hotel, a Yenisi, original Sasia by now Super Cope. I say, well, I said that from Naomi, also YNCE. Every time we know much Sunya Domasi, I made Machina and Nadichin. Some of your text messages about my man Kenkai and from our mind tell second lady that they are the people who make government run from its responsibility. It is not the duty of the professor to provide job. If he does, what should the government do? So please stop what you're saying. Joe from Bolga and Odeba. What are these contradictions? Amir says PTA shouldn't pay. Matilda says PTA should pay. Meanwhile, this capitation grant is in 1 year arrears. And Stephen from Sampa says, Nana, are you aware some festival celebration at Sampa? And then another one says, good one, today is my birthday. Another one getting through here says that, I want to please wish the most wonderful woman, Safura Osman, a happy birthday. And then this one also gets through here, and it says that 1760 your text message line Fabri and Jibre na yentimi and Kinkama. Quick one to your ministry, gender, children and social protection. New things.
That's you. Now me Adom July 17th. Meba, a friend and Akon or Las Vegas and birthday. A friend lady
Okay.
The birthday na chanti. Minjinas na motion happy birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday on the 14th, in the launch at Accra International Conference Center. Indeed, a vice president in the launch here, Child and Family Welfare Policy. No matter what say again, your ministry no your no children your picky bibia from the global they say if who amambo and nimpa ekanko. Into uko United Nations they were there for Convention on the Rights of the Child. And no Ghana treaty no you come a sign first one cry. Into why no afibia no o report to United Nations they why ya fan down. Open Africa, your African Charter on the Rights of the Child, and also African Union Edi Ejuma. And Oba Ghana so you the Children's Act. The Children's Act you know the child no. You say still oko for more. It seems to be war embrado application of kakra. O had their friend early marriages. Akwada na awa 14 years. Na wa wo only 30 years na wa yekuna for. Enkwada 30, enkwada ejuma yo, enkwada enko school. Woman nyina ewo ho. Obo say ifru e be say connect stop e friend Justice for Children. Akwada kwa mamu a ekwa be ne infantry no. It when the person say a friend Child and Family Welfare welfare. You say abribia no Ghana for your members so what ebusua no community no ahemfo no efri akwada no ho a na watompan. Etubo say asem si ya pe na esi ewie e friend reactive. They report am police asam na ka akwada no. They say a preventive sense asam no esikura. Into your community no responsibility. Ya ma ahemfo responsibility no mo na draws our plan. Na assemblies and they from social protection committees responsibility. Into the better akwada no or you're part of the family or you're part of the community or you're part of the society. One be sombri mo wa ahemfo betena ase. Na asam no endu point a akwada na be abuse na e be cause level violence greed e dey akwada na embem kura. Inside there say family welfare e be shem no. Until you run out eventually after you an implementation plan better also. It's eventually more responsibility for the family and for the community.
I see. But we be cool. Mo leap ceremony mo be
wonderful. You be call the next step July. So far you ndeka, but the I say you different emergency leap. Lab because the leap 1000. Leap 1000 was upper east and northern region. They're trying to say states addresses your the first 3 years of your life. From conception, through now to 2 years after your life, you know. Who here, my wife, you must be a better. Any so obenya say, Oma here, no. Take tall. And your friend stunted growth, want to be unquire. Into your critical and the your boa, the nutrition. Into your lip 1000, the first 1000 days of your life. And you started upper east and then northern region. Lip 1000.
If one the benefit to be apart from upper east and then
Obia or what's our region, you started or hono. Obefe be at the health for no ebe take a moment obe conceive na go through antenatal
to target is pregnant women
because they pay a
emergency leave
and no ye leap 1000
okay.
Emergency leave any day yama omo a omo in so far woman
okay
wa hwe capital why say you so omo fe kakra immediately for all those areas Ketai or Volta region wa Accra your Ashanti region last week near ho one so ho ye bo emergency for first 3 months bebe no say na betumi ho ayom akakra okay and so ye bo
1760 your text message line February in brain to kin kama make out say Lucky Herbal Clinic for Adarama Anasa and Komowe ye de ebro Lucky Herbal Clinic say ye de bia adane kran koda so bia na fakodomo na one mo akwanstro kosokra bia na opesore doctor ye bo a edikan kasa sanwa kwa 0243 201 244 and 0277 465855. Now the Dr. Yeboah and Jane Komo. Ebiana wo Kanichi in Kraya. Now show the Chakwaya, one day Accra Academy and a share himself na Kaswanya and Dokwana. So one ben gas station. We do nature Takra so in Crawford Junction, just behind Capstone filling station and a Kofuja oldest is net traffic light or go do a nature poly oko akodum runabout and so a na be home. Sunyane Abisim Sunya Kwana suggesting between Taiko and a Roman Secretariat and a Kumasi Abripo Junction, Udu Total and a Shell filling stations now are Orisha, one in Tema Community 2, Kanebiana, Adom FM, one in a Mono Club and a share a year fence and a Gomoa Ogwakrum wodo woniba junction wodo ani akire ɛyɛ aguna so aduro no kwantempɔ no so wa obohu ɛyɛ lucky herbal clinic one other roma adwoada ekopme fiada ɛde double cut at Tiffany 7 so ɛde bro ɛde ka so de ato anim sɛ na me adom a adwoada nkremofo da kɛseɛ no ye ne ombedi ne kama ɛwɔ bedwam on Adom TV multi TV so nti me gidi so I crado say the nana the Republic Day ene mo koye no sa pepepe ana ɛyɛ nkremofo da so nkoso no ye be ma mo hye so nko a also otifie na wo hwa sɛ wo yɛ muslimini nko ade woni bɛka woni bɛgye sɛ also wo hwɛ ɛyɛ da so nko a sisi ɛde amamo quick one san ye bɛkɔ ɛyɛ discussion dim no Her Excellency Second Lady Nikasa Waka Nipa Binimu whether Omo Antina say whether one kasa ye whether I am panto said your kind no no. I'm sure say you are privileged to listening to some of the things the headmistress beside and then the responses to Second Lady by your understanding of the whole common and interaction akoso and any day way fa.
Your mind me that say so I hear at this time nipa kasa kro ba I hear asam no kra no yanka bi o na utie a ono koye de ho for a start okoye presentation it is the most important thing is obeda na say but remember say onye Minister of Education or your Second Lady a Badwam esomomfe but look at this woman baby Ofiba they all kind of say even on the contest because eventually on that platform no or not to mention Dodoa Abindiaba from Minister of Education, or to mention at that particular moment. For all you know, so all manner ideas as idea or and compare information say, send a diabro more muyusu. No, maybe Sacras and more misuse and answer at the same. Nina anyhow. So, on to me and can conclusive sentence that all kind of cry a yampa. But okay, send me. Or say at your level, say be a banner and swan. Or develop the attitude that say you move from direct teacher assembly and fire and buy a to a point that you should also be innovative. Now what boa system? Also say I can't crash and top ya what try my baha. What's all who pity? What's all who say na yambo? So to me, or putting it in a set here, use the official processes, but we use don't wait. Say Obimba number one wearing. It all draw mind so you can be more innovative than the way I handle. And your man. It I think say a share no.
Thank you. Boko there. Oh boko. We are parliament. We so sense krata no. Is it somebody BT baba to mo we bibia. Oh okay. I wish say can maybe say about parliament but maybe say but and then say we cause we are seeing for nyina krata but me ba so I did say therefore mo PTA for role na mo play our school no in Puntu and then the Kankum. Ruben will play. Interested. Okay, yeah, home sponsor. Producer say, Second Lady in 7 weeks. Headmistress as more kind of Second Lady. Now, if you're back, you go to school for roll out, more play, PTA, all students. Yeah, Kwaba.
That's all. Really, yes, if you are you know, you prefer, you try and start our computer swap. And for lady 93 cost Paul, normal after the Romansa computer. It is the say I said, no, Semana throw a hand, the different a start computer, school uniform. So, exercise booth.
The absence of electricity in this area has made the learning of ICT extremely difficult. We are therefore appealing to the government to provide us with computers, uniforms, chalks, and notebooks for teachers, since these materials are woefully inadequate in this school.
Yes, well,
school uniform, I am disappointed in the headmistress. So if government has provided school uniforms and they are not enough, can't you find ways of adding up to the stock? I will not provide your school with chalk today and I will not provide it tomorrow. The Parent-Teacher Association can go and get a chalk. Secondly, you are appealing for uniforms. Well, it appears you have been pampered for too long because government has been providing uniforms to the extent that even parents are shirking their responsibilities nowadays. The provision of uniforms by government is not force. It is only a helping hand being given by government.
Other ways, best supplement.
It is even a shame to go back to Accra to report your appeal to government.
We're back. Quick one. You're back. Star when Ghana Limited. I just a police for Kuchawu in Asia. Now you know what really is happening there. Yeah, reporter Prince Owusu Esiedu. Prince, good morning. I'm home to say.
Yes, Adom.
Well, Starwin, what's happening over there?
Yo, currently, me no Casadia, me was Starwin Product Limited. Toyota Ghana in Chen or Gamot in Chenwa. Now, Obeshe workers, 1 year Juma Waha Samri, one a Badwam Pim, Nimha, Esteweni. Nini Nanita, 1 church, and Yadia, Yabemo Mako, offices, no Mako Ye Juma. Now, me share gate anua aposi for 20. Our house, I'm ready a 280 it almost. I fully armed. I work at sea and Yadia one of penny. I'm on my inside. Ako Yejuma. Many work about ha, many do. Many chichum come one of my beside say, and if that's so, Gentina aposi for one of what I say and Yadia one of them more area inside. Yama Kwaba at the bar a Adom TV. You baby start wouldn't the same. But I premier or being. Na anyabia anope dia na amamaka de jahan mehu se mo dos bebre pa ya monko yeduma office anope de bokon so nya boko ye dodo be 100 aye workers wa hanum na anope be 4 o'clock ene ye nya ne nke se police for mo dodo be 20 amaba ha ene nkofo bi a security for no se omunimom enti ye frefre ye mpani fo ni bi ene ye bai Bini bedu ya be say 5:30 there but ye buy no asoma maka China say ye me kwan me nko inside na nkofo bi take over this company NSA na nkofo take over this company say bio ye wo board o e say board ne be ka bibi ten so e bia e fi ne ko amanfo tankofo ni bia mo ye masters ne bia enka ya tiasi ye de adwumefo nka ye dia ne say e bia nka bosumi aso ne bia ye tie ka but bia me ka sa say na ye wo ha yenkobi ade yenya akonfo na police fo a obi a kuta tuo omu kuta tear gas omu se helmet a omoba se ma obi an komu de na je se ye te ase a enyi eni na yensu afra mu se mu fa ntudwa se bio emra okom ha enti se bibi akoso na so bi so atebi kio bakra emra kwaso no ese se mpanifo beka ten se amanfo efi na ekono mu mpanifo ni amodon be adwuma then ni bakwa na wo so wa take over no o se oni anya adwuma no aka ten ne de wo mu no ye de ka ten wo mu ne so de man o de amaye ne ekọ na bepem ne no obi ameka ahwe nchen de e fi se entwaye enyamra kwanso na asama ewo ho no enti na wo ti se wa kafu no amu eye dede no because ye nyina ye ntiase what I say ade ase se ye kan no board room e bepem ne ye board members boy chairman regiment so tabel obi ansi ha meka ahwe say ne ekoso ana say ne ekoso obi ameka ahwe say enti ye twen so bi wa beka ahwe ate ye mpanifo ni bi eko out mo kwa corporate company no yes nya de no maba na de no maba do yo amai
yeah
me no ka say enam say Adom TV ye ko ekire na obi ahwe ya the whole Ghana my money na omutie no ye sha se de ntemu ya tudwa no ama apomtin penifobia ma samra me mo ka say de lanku sebia be steni mo ama penifobi eski aba ye se be nkofo no mo ICU for executive for samra de o ma bai any workers ba be kata Adom TV de ko ekire panti no ye ne penifo e de o mo ka no yɛbɛkɔ so a ne yɛtie deɛ ɔmo ka na akyire no megye di sɛ yɛde mu nsɛm nyinaa abrɛ ɛyɛ ahwɛfoɔ no tiefo.
Alright, praise also yɛbɛda ase brother ɛbɛba hɔ ne abɛtie deɛ di nkɔmmɔ deɛ ɛkɔ so hɔ no quick one ɛkɔ Starring Ghana posifo akotwa wɔ ahyia a ɔno kyerɛ sɛ ɔma adwumayɛfoɔ no ntimi nkɔ emu nkyerɛmu no aba takeover in terms of the management of the company nti ICU mpanyinfoɔ so aduro sisi a yɛka sɛ na yɛbɛtie deɛ wɔn bɛka kyerɛ wɔkɔ Japan mɛmo akɔ aba no na mebusa sɛ what yɛ maame second lady nsɛm a ɔka na quick one if you want to because you're a businessman that background can come over take over in terms of me na me company ɔrɔbɔ kɛ Japan na take over yɛayɛ biribiara wɔ kɔkɔɔ bɛbi workers no de ɛsi preview ɔmo to saa ɛhyehyɛ no anaasɛ kwan bɛ na ɛsɛ de workers no fa so.
Me oka take over me nti is it company no and aton owners na aton ama another person and will take you over.
We heard the report there's a changeover in terms of ownership.
Yeah, saying here before cross a new one abeba no osenka old management new owners no any workers need transfer explaining ma say this is the situation maybe anka package B and add be ma because when you're certain say new company no will be willing to work with the old ones. And honestly I don't know how or man yes are or mama police for. And again, if Mentiasi, why should police get involved? If more understanding was a Yaton company, now a changing hands now could take you over. Do I need to go with police? I want to Mentiasi, you know, because a simple thing. Many kwabra
can change you over.
Yeah, change you over.
The workers in
the police here will come near. And police forms will be performed so Mugoya, the Omuan Casanso, Omutu Misa questions from Wanyasana. Inyoma bitumi mo mo ye unpopular anase esa na efe obia entrust wo bibia no mo mo akwaji mo no me nam fi se bia en asem bi na asi won tokwa bi anase workers ni against management ana bibisa and the police call but say ordinary change over maton be company na new year you the old guy will call all the workers and say look this is the situation I don't think I'm making money enough mean to me and I'm here tired. I have given me powers in my shares BBR to a new company. The new company now ban ABA we are but again, yes, I'll turn where you mean also to me compensate you so to say you know those things.
Yeah. But there are other sides of it and information and yet enough to be concluded.
Yeah.
At almost a takeover be our equity minority and majority shareholder. If you are a conflict, and a court will rule, or rule no conflictly identity, would have to say on Jemu, and therefore or inform on the workers about this development. Also, some more court order, process for some more court order pay, or effective. Into workers in the body, almost here, woman travel or Roman Chom penny for say, buy a same age, yet they are trained into the will be a moment.
Whichever way they deserve to do, and they deserve to.
And I make a Tomo and your class on my shout, oh, yeah, Bonibia, oh, Yejuma, oh, buy a pay, and go for. Post for your show that I want to try. Abejuma. In Penifo Bad, there will be a one country. They shot the Cruntra, more per se coincide.
Okay.
It's only the woman Yabo Trakrana. The Penifona Yomo, we shall find out the truth, and then we are some number.
Okay, 1760 or text message line. Additional all students, Ruben and we play.
All students at Saudi College, we do a lot for the school. But no, shouldn't be a criteria for government to say, or say parents teacher association
should be
supportive. I disagree. You know, I'll be honest with you. Second lady, Nami Pesenka, baby, Obeka sa same way no. Where she parents. Say I will phone and then also call round. I call advice you, not the head teacher or the headmistress. Honestly, because senior, they say for the past 2 weeks, Sika me triam. A shame bufukura complete. I feel the people are shifting their irresponsible behavior to members of parliament. What you say? I know where she's coming from, but area no de kwani nenye. Honestly, awufu are not helping. Awufu are not helping at all. We are witness to it. What do you say? Akola on free me constituency. Of Rasin South. Yes. Senior of free Asin Manso Abegina Adom TV for Ebegi Sika Kotua ni school fees. Oh. Oba mu ka say me ko ho no me duru ho no ogina me fie anim one ne maame yeah and am bisa say ekroba na office was manso na professor for be here why unya mo go to your MP and na preko akogina Adom TV last 2 weeks me tua school fees 38,000 and no me say and na nsam ko duru ho no maame no oba ha no boy no now say me tua no de 1,000 me one another one ono so buy kevas another 1,000 chese me chibi ho ba bi anye yeah me school fees $327,000 now say me tua enye easy well nti baby a second lady di fire no na anya correct because headmistress there any parent teachers the moment I take my child to school meaning say chalk there it will be provided what you say and I disagree with mamino kakrebi our baby or the fire because headmistress na cut you say no akoto chalk nia e was a mamino asema na oka say ya pampa wo mu no e no kure because I am misplaced priorities say aban se okoto school atade na mo bi na auto school atade makora no okọ classroom hwe baby ya no mu show yi na oni chalk odi chura na atade na atoma na mfaso be na waso that is the question it is wakasi ajeju omu so acha enya chalk and enya register and enya exercise book atade no dokoto no omkoto de share wo mu no cheap popularity and ama abasi because I was we aban na the entire be shen kwala mo ma ko school na chalk na ni on tun fama that is the question
atade board in change
of course yes well we at time me support no say wakase yajeju omu so ache it's about time we stop that and that against onwa kasa ni government because no ye cheap propaganda e ko twetwa school atade no size o ko ane de awura that community even China and Russia we ma change communist say o pa me enko golden till me ko have Chinese but o bo shopard we on the top $26,000 Chinese ni ba wo na enne communist for pose enne o mu pa de papa na ye tia ye communist inferior status e ko to school tade e ko hyenkwala na ko do classroom na wonya chalk mfa ntwera enyokura ni mo me enka etiefo na mfaso ba na baso ene se me hye me fi atade e kura na me kotena ase
na menya chalk
ene menya chalk teacher nya chalk e de kira made a ye ne yakwa senior wo de me hwa me no wo ye kura senior ti se me a ase dompem na me na da fom ene ko school yanko what the angle now be free back
yeah adopt to cross it is better to say be share if you atade
good
than say chalk be boy
good
but what you say baby o free ban
me free me say me want you actually me 2 weeks me pesa me come krom grafe dem wo yira me wo yira me obia de no de eba and business ish me nti ya wo funu say me maami the way oyiyi ne ntuma rollins ya breso half piece say no de ahye ha no wakoton ekotwa ticket ya mame today parents are not doing that especially member Ghanaian men most of them are irresponsible
Ghanaian men
yes because nano me kana mame ba ko sunza me ka kira ba me di ne oba ha no me di scan man wi na ka je so wo mame na adi we wo papa we e be wi ase ya wo mame ukonya juma papa bi ya wo yire baka to so maami ya baifo mo mafio and the woman started crying na me say what timi maami say no di wachi abafi abagiska say wo konya baby si we university no wa hwe na nyame betu aka na wo nye yezo and it get clear and the woman started crying senior obi a wo ba mo bia e oba e na ne badi nechi oba e na ne badi nechi oba it is where are the men we have to speak the truth. Inti me support first lady.
Your ministry no was saying again.
I
me support first lady. But baby on the fire no. E ko ye head mistress no. Me read ya ni jira. I wanna me that because head mistress there. This is okay. And na parent teacher parent one teacher association for. Wo mu no representatives like omoba. Enye bibia no betimi say efiri ho bus straight a. One who parents be accept it. So, because not being so, on the area where the best school fees into her entitled to send you money. But she made a powerful statement. President Mahama should listen to the woman. We should stop that cheap propaganda and make sure say near I was say parent what to them wouldn't say atupana the responsibility that will come out of it is akwada also when now shifting in there to a bank. Mimi na hono na campus ma amene de fa
cheap.
Yeah, too cheap. I feel no woman politicians who chiri no buy any akasa ma amene no akasa ni krom ni kurukurom wo mori mi kwa campaign do no che hwiasiamo no nim se hwiasiamo na wo mu che no e be mo mutirima yom de o ma jiji wom so hwiasiamo a odi kosoa a fish e wo mori e na no mu che wo hu so and she made a good point but no kurani head mistress in school hono ko directly at the end of the year say ke nyina awofu nyina ya hia we have a program near advice look take over una awo over ni aban betinya ye ni
get in control
yeah na tim hwebi say ya gigi wo musuwa na bibia ya aban ana parents are irresponsible.
All right, what the ministry?
Yes, minu akọ kakraba mean clear as we answer na obwasofo abi no mu school aka say man ka no correct oh you're right generally but me mo mi 3 yeye because school na me sham papa because obwase
age 16 asa me sham papa
obwase I know omekasa me boa because na me ma me a pass book holder to me 3 yeye ko na me sham American khaki me 3 yeye
but papa me shepa na chalewati
me sham boa fine me 3 yeye to be honest I say me come from papa ne me mama wo mu na free mu but I say me kokko boase antena na obi adem no boase central papa Mr. Akon that is the truth now me person me call general in the case of 10 me person me call because they hear me no be na hear fisherman kaya you hear 10 fisher focus on the number of free mpoano no inti o say the omo friend Maslow hierarchy of needs so the obi apo ono ye 10 so na ma no wato no ba ye de bia na de hia no kra V8 kra bia na kana de V8 na nso no inti ye needs no ye different kakra but generally interventions enya bone but will come to their responsibility the thing say aban eso wonfe because eni so obi akafie for nkwada no de law no bo nkwada ho ban say esa aban hwe say akwada bia nkafie so otumi ko school indi say yen sapa beka sika enka school feed ni say enka say call every public school the uniform say na e ko na otiaye wa fa uniform that's what one school feeding akwada hospital free ya parent no esa wo ho eye wo enti dia kaketwa no kwa asa wonye me fa nko oboase na yetumi top BEC no unim ye ade ebo aye pa na embra assembly eye mock examination with the boy no at a point education for your case that be dey ye next step into dey ye fa oboase te ye examiners no mo so ba exam create examination atmosphere into parents mo sponsor no and omo tia se na wo mutuaye into the performance of oboase no a teacher for about education service assembly any parents and a year into ultra first lady mamne your request bebre oka kanea anywhere computer enye dwuma or Canada thing be na wan kan ho asem bia but the issues of chalk and office we there the person be boa in any or the power there be on the boko but those things there money innovative kakra teacher to can say and so no can you but normally that's like a company and can handle it very simple quantity say na unya na wo say enso unknown to me answer emfa so in natural fact when you business enso a day na obeya wo de ketwa ebeka ho can you appeal to the PTA into extent ebia ebeko but the target a PTA all students na kan am at the side me am no some no na ayebi kakaka mo so yebi ye na obo sectech eyebi make you see library by yebre and to say at this before
Most so disco for so any omunye sir.
Oh, the
Oko jache proud so my teacher pass.
My teacher pass.
Yes, one home. Oko
I'm a payment from up here. I'm a payment from up here. But it's good. It's good. You are proud of it.
Yes. It's so that's a tomb prab so. Location is matching the school. Location in your conflict. It's already see Jache prab so.
That area every first lakeside.
When the prab so about first no. It was around the 70s. Was secondary school. What do I do? I'm winning. I'm winning volleyball. And you know why? Because one more teaching school, no, I'm not being penny for. It's almost high to review volleyball. They don't follow. But at least, they say, Nancy, a year, the launching of a child and family welfare. And Kwadana Bekasaya, no. Practically, Kwadana Kasaya, be a parent and father. And to your vice president, now, your example, you say, when you say man for the request about the office na ba could be about the office no papa the trust say the ba enya school or outside no per support it your school fees no or trust say the last sika or one or the aye dey offer a year it am assign don't be told about school fees and also or invite and say umbra and also the year offer a year the same amount of boy no e buru sika akurade here edia ko school abrochire no so go and be responsible into what this area where fathers dey there hwe piko PTA meeting a man and those one e mama no go into the issue of a mama they be say fathers day you know ya impede for your fathers but still you come understand fathers
how can me who say me differ because nkwada no PTA me see say
and yakro
and na ba go da omo shara be to mpa so you do am say
and buy more than 80% it's a issue hard important to and man be mpa bokura na omo de mpa ma omomba it's support omo pa
all right, so
responsibility.
1760 your text message line for brain. Na yenjebre asem ko kan wo papa because no ada ya ba do ya me that is very from
we skatu o chop me abraso nu me ko ba ko so me ya me free fosu na ba na bo munya lunch ma na me ne Chinese ni ba me ko na mba yare na me misana se me bisa na guru also okay ndi ade achi no manka na mso e ba na me ba be fa wo mu aba lunch ni ne here on ade achi wo ba de on tu bisa.
Okay, so 1760 your text message line February. Some of us in the rural areas are poor. What we eat is a problem, and adding chalk buying to it, we will die. Chief for once, I agree with Ken. Even though I am a staunch NDC, Nyako Dabwa Sajaba, about the rubber issue, the government should find a way to recycle them because it is somehow impossible to ban it. And please tell ECG to switch off our light here in Ahenema Kokobin, a suburb of Kumasi, because we don't need it. Hey, after all, they will give us only 3 hours out of 4 days. Okay, it's a show before, but Fanisa, Mr. Kumasi, the artist, the second lady should know by now that GES code states that clearly that the employer shall provide all the necessary logistics. And we, the people in Aboso, having road problems, kindly inform the government to come to our aid. And is that a listening government? NDC claim they are. The second lady should come again. It's rather unfortunate. Evans, Watamali, and also the way. And please let us be fair to the second lady because every objective person would inform the head teacher's remarks that she was playing politics at the wrong time. She must learn to show appreciation. K. Kumsen or Abanzi, Debbie was over there still. She's asking for more until when then. 50 megawatts of electricity for the whole of Kumasi to share. Like seriously, no wonder I only get 3 hours of light for the past 2 weeks in each day. Hermione, please find out what is happening from the power producers. Let's forgive Vip's wife, Lou's talk. She turned a politician a fortnight ago. Louis Kumasi. Oh, Nana Abrefo, what is wrong with Professor Yanke's comment on unemployment? Please do not be consumed by political bias. In fact, I am disappointed this morning. And Hermione, that's how she thought she did the same thing in Bibiani Government Hospital. Okay, you're talking about second lady. I'm disappointed by the behavior of second lady who should provide those things. Isn't her government? She should come again. Joe from Bolga. We want the government to do something about the national service 350 cities because the money is spent on house, rent, light, and water bills. Fright all, New Dubiase, and please, Omayan, tell Nanaya that I always pray for her. God bless her from B, Upper Dentra, West. And Nanaya, sometimes you talk too much, you won't allow viewers to hear the substance of the issue. Steve Owabuase, good morning. Some of us have been posted to our various stations and have worked for a year now, yet we have not received our salaries. And we follow up from the regional level to national level. Behold, we are told that the staff ID given us is for pensioners. Oh my God. From Brahima, near Dubiase Government Hospital. If the government wants teachers to buy chalk, registers and other things, then it should make it known to the whole nation because it's the government's responsibility to provide those items. A lot of your text messages now there by Ebejibre. Now, you can carry about 1760 L text message line, 1760 L text message line. If your man from Moba, I be seeing Tremo Lego on my own, say, quite if too much. Oh, say, if I actually so Ghana, Ujina, who been going to move only found to me who's responsible. Local assemblies now, and as a highways for another.
It depends, be a highways. It depends on road now, what kind of.
Okay. Legon, Quantum Point to
a highway. A highway.
Lashibi should be a Fuma
urban roads.
One of them.
All right. So, one question. Straight away, businessman now. See,
how person ahead.
Businessman, you were challenged. You would say not 20 million sustainability, and a description say artificial stability. But as it stands now, there's another assurance from BOG to pump in more dollars to keep the city extremely stable.
Quick brief IBA medi twem ansa na maba wezi so first second lady there.
Okay.
You know, for unim say Ghana Immigration Training School me krom na good. Last week na me draw na e full. Me si paint kura mo be paint wall ho no. Uduru ho a enwanwa. Enti mo won painful anti I stopped. Na me catch your maker say responsibilities are enipa bi entimi your leadership no enye yi. Yeah, I'm catching him say, look, I have full say pa more paying for her. I demand to me and clean and no ha. Me wa more. Na me ka bi di imagine me ko use card school fees is me ai. Na me gina am catch him say, mon ko fa more no. Na mon fa ma migration for. Wo ma no ha. Me do mbe kwa koto so. Na no en na nsam ko ai wo ma do. Why? Yeah, why? And also MP. And then Chamu who said migration of food. Into Monko
Jabby to Mosho.
What I'm about to say, nearby second lady Ekam, Ebino.
Into second lady Negasia, it's also more trauma by the different crowd.
You know, the analogy, sending me person make children. Mammy did Ebino. So, Indiana, not some baby or canon, any, by no Kurapan or kind.
Okay.
Now let us go to A. You see, it is good, sir, a unique form. Say, bet me a stabilizing one. A papa. Mimi say, I'll be honest with you, but lose big time. Because me $100 more. But a juma me and payment in our back in dollars. And now, me local lay in also here in cities. And it is a say, no, electricity bill. Now me they cut 340,000. Last week Monday, me 100. Enna me say me call Abba. Enra, omo ba so omo betwam. Nam from so me nam kwan so ba. Me ba ya no omo twam. Me send 100,000 koma wo. Me di 100,000 or mini me 200,000. So omo twa kane no. Anajo me sa friends enti ahe eno o sa ba gi 50,000. Opa calculate 250,000. into a dollars.
And the difference.
But Sagani Nina Hubato Omoa, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Say ECG for my baby, baby Anano kati Obejino PRC Umabi no defend ECG. Say no a dollar for more. Petrol yatis 23%. What is ECG also doing? Because prices in Yano, they price it in dollars and convert it into cedis. What you say? Menu can say one farmer crobesa the another 80,000 about on the 12th. In the minimum say me another 80,000. Masa, a juma me na rent in Womutuya, rent in so 15% withholding tax. And virtually I don't have anything for myself. When you spend $6 million to set up a business, na minuya bosum basuna mitimi ya $10,000. Mr. Pop Brofo Kai, Rollins ye kuro. Was hey, where are we towards him? Say, where am I towards him? Well, Bibia wouldn't choose us, but me, I don't want to be selfish. Say, near Ekoi, a bit me a bois, a stabilizer, let Canada Japan lose. But the problem is, if you really want to stabilize your currency, it is not pumping in of money. What you say? There are other factors are more important than the money you are pumping it in. A bedroom baby, a day Bank of Ghana, so me are pumping $20 million every day.
That's your fear.
They can't. What we have to do is that we should encourage production to increase. Okay? Now, then we're increasing production when manufacturers are going for loan at a rate of 32%. Then we're increasing production when we are among one of the highest electricity paid bill yet we are in Africa. Same way, if you really want to promote, Emma, what stabilize here? I was saying, way to me, a year Juma Sanes a production higher, your exports also goes up. So you earn more foreign exchange. So, Naseseno, we are importing more than our export, over 800%.
So it brings an imbalance in terms of
right.
trade.
In Debiano, there is demand for the foreign currencies. Today that you are pumping in, what it simply means in the basic principles of economics. And it says supply now is exceeding demand. Why we are saying it's artificial and it is not permanent. And yesterday, I decided to call it a grade school, also Biakobi. We have a Kukudro power to speak the truth. Greater Accra Regional Chairman, what's his name? Oh man, I listened to him on Peace. He was fantastic. And yes, I call Disco Guamo. We're a businessman. We're a businessman. But the way I was bold, I can't say me exactly can say eba na eko na aba. I am telling you, sir, by August it will start going up again because Christmas demand for dollar pressure high. So there will be a pressure on the dollar again because I find a man for Ecofa in Yoma Abba. So, enti Enyoma Bia, I was say NDC about me here, Emma I stabilize a production. So now production no I can a big factors are Emma production cost. Ebe cheaper, I'm here to compete globally, no, and yet easy. But government should begin, and I quote, almost say IMF. IMF for a bogus. Don't be a bogus in the sense that President Kufuor gave me opportunity to go to a meeting with him, one of his trips. India, Libya, on IMF. Catch I say, young two petrol. And this as a woo. India, Hona, who feel. Some ni accent in a museo. Why India knew about Pakistan? Now, Bisan also Indian. Now, Bisan question. What me come Mumbai, Delhi, and we are in a minimum. What to say? A price in fuel, a generate a war, and a coup in your country, and our demonstrations. But what's it there? Say so. We have two different scenarios. You cannot ask us to increase your in. President Kufuor tell us, now my mom is Sassoon Swatch. Your mom, and my mom was in Minkasa. na when I be can na one mama says watching a good point. Ya ba yantu petrol. Yantu because me kika bi chire no. Enya han kwa na kika bi o. Be bia ya for Ghana de meka madwe. Wa unti ni akon. Say yantimi an subsidize companies. A generate Sikamaya in terms of exports near you.
Abai na so ase na bank rates near when manage the year na.
Bank rates should be down. At the same time, subsidies na here can. Say power. So we share production sector. We say these companies na this ikeba betimi aboa aban. One tariff, they should reduce it for them. Well, you have so many packages. You can also go into partnership with the private, private-public partnership. Capital no anka individual no kwadi ko shemu no aban betimi di bia ka ho. No one man say bia in the next 5-6 years, metwim ho afiri ho. You buy me out. In a way, what subsidizing, what build the capital. I'm when you be etimi di adwuma. If you are not able to do all these things, trust me, I am telling you that say Niakon is good, but a better temper.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And Ken, we don't need tax, 5%. We don't need tax.
15.
We don't need tax.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it's been reviewed.
15.
Okay, maybe. We don't need tax that I make come.
Yeah,
but
15.
Also, the important thing, and they say, see they know I appreciate it. For a moment, they can make us say, Dr. Wampakura, and it's all kasa, or they let the system take care of itself. But because there are speculators in the market, and so also counterbalancing speculators, it will compare a more market, so they are operating. Obviously, who stabilize the price, want to mean inject continuously. Uber point, you be stabilization. So all things being equal, Uber stabilization. But side injection also at the commensurate returns eba. Obi are speculative. Obi of say may asset in dollars. To say your kind now come there in the jiffy. May asset in dollars and there in city terms we will lose you. Or invest in dollars. Now the kind is exact explanation of IBM America AGC. Omu pay at one point AGA event indexation. Not the amount dollar. It depends on dollar rate, we see the component which we have control and that's ever form. It can nay one way or one way or few weeks back, Omuji payer a bayer but you are losing about almost a third of that CD component. Generally, we can say, oh, equal because in dollar component are the same, but in terms of cost variation, and yet the same. Instead, you can also the returns in dollars. It can convert into CDs. They go to you more than a net near Otiano. But basically, your problem no, I say you imbalance our kind economics they apply because of you produce more, yeah, import more ever country using foreign exchange. The other point is a higher case. Any your transaction, it's always with physical cash. Particularly what we call China no, also says 20,000, 50,000. But in some other jurisdictions, on here, dollars not be too coin. Or quite buy bank to bank. No at no man no. It's your pressure, no. You have that level of pressure. One, your production level, import against exports. And you want money in business, physical cash. Into one of the ways, and your consumption pattern locally, so that we don't rely on foreign ones. Companies who are see a share one repatriation of profits. Say a bit bad, a bit yeah, 80%, 90% repatriation. Into embark back into the system. Or create an asanso echo. One of the strong points is that your consumption pattern will be a sugar, it will be a rice, it will be a chicken. And then the president can say, when we see all these consumption patterns. It's a stages of consumption. I'm told, and luckily for us, and the paper, syndicated loan, 1.8 billion sober. So appreciably, you bring stability. The SCF, which we all agree is sustainability. Now, luckily, there's confidence here after everything, few grants are coming into the system. And also, but the eventual result is that say to me a producer within the system. Say the buyer share ta wishe. A bit to me, Abuwa say ye didra e wo kroma ya. na pressure on dollar no mba yɛ so because obi a odi dwa wɔ internal no ɔni saa problem of foreign exchange ne adeɛ no koraa nti sustainability na industry ka ho and I agree say yɛ mo power mbɛyɛ ebenya effect all these ones you produce sugar eventually I don't know say 2015 or 2016 and so be wie na fi there a lot na declare no na no aba from if we could get all these parameters right me are sure say be but it takes some time and e kosa nti yɛn bo na hwɛ sɛ e be ko say ya nkan kosa na and stabilize it the factors
1760 L text message line February energy breaking come out lucky about father my fear Joada copy me fear that and person mu the bro for Dr. Yaboa on 0243 201244 and 0277465855. A lot of your text messages about my making kind some of your text messages and for Emma but make us say Abiana or lucky about for Kwaya Sunyani Abisim Kwan suggesting between Taiko and Roman Secretariat Kumasi Abipo Junction as a total filling station a Shell filling station Tema Community 2 Kane Biana Adom FM Ewono one mono club and a share a year fence go more guacroom with the Bajan do any chair a year swedro quanti ponsono. Frank some of the text messages about making kind of quickly and from our mind the second lady suspects that President Muhammad may not maintain her husband as his please. Okay, so I'm disappointed in the second lady's speech. If the government can provide schools, sandals and the rest, why can't she provide chalk, which is the actual responsibility of the government? Uncle Ebo Abasi to main to a hunter West Nadiaba. Fuel prices has reduced, but in Kranza filling station are selling fuel the same old price. Yabasa discussions to Obasi, but we are confused as to Enra and as an opinion of it. Ken, you are right. Say it all. Kusiwa Kentampo. Amaine men minim the entire secondary school be fees awaji. Okay. Minim the entire secondary school need school fees be awaji. Okay, so ebinumje 70 and no den chemuna ba. Eja ro whatever. Hi, good morning. I don't please. Mr. Ken is my man. Can I get his contact? I'm Dako. Maybe I know. Also, Ghana focus. Also, Kasapa party. Baby, a number. What the numbers? Very 10. I said private, but then I open. We need private number. Be able to numbers now. Money now. The second lady was right. Some of the teachers uses the teaching and learning materials in their houses. Musa from Atrima, Zongo, and all the way Abba. Another one here says that. Please tell Kennedy Japan for me that anytime he's on your show, it becomes very difficult for me to go to work without complete listening to him. And another one says that Jomro NDC Council Chairman Gideon and the Council Deputy Secretary Augustino Furiando said Jomro DC doesn't respect them, so they are organizing. Oh, I said it's President everywhere the term of office as soon. Omo dey nyina aso yi omo free for 4 years aso. Sa Jomro kan Ajuswa Mwaponko. Wow, 4 years. Local government plan actually come on.
Ya Mwaponko zubo yi.
4 years. Said 4 naso. Into no one renew.
There are 2 of them in Ashanti region.
Yeah. I'm happy you have played the tape again. It is now obvious that the government know how to lie. Papa, I hope you heard the government rep said about the tape. This should tell all Ghanaians how government is throwing dust into our eyes. Isaac Ohoho in Adiwiaba. From TT Ahafumem, our second lady is right. Teachers are charging on serious monies in school, so they have to buy the chalk. And what the headmistress said was right. The chalk and other stuffs are their needs, while the computers are wants. While computers are useless without electricity. Mohammed Awal from Bandang Kwanta. So do we have MP and DC in Memphis Central? We know what to do 2016. I'm complaining about the lighting system at Asin. It is very, very bad because the lights can go off 5 to 7 times within a day. Please tell Kennedy and the leaders to do something about it. So what's that?
Now me tema me coastal crash. I say ada light your crown power. What's
the problem?
I think they are from time immemorial, honestly. This Abia Omunya generation the year and Casa Homa Asin area. Because there be quite free soap. Tinia minim, minim say no credit say. Is it time Bianoa power, baby bedroom war. central region ni wọ́n kò yí asin di ẹni firi mu ẹ wọ sọọpù wọn ni yẹ that's what they say but honestly me n can for a fact say that is what.
ECG for hàn ọbẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ kasi papa
yẹn
wọ́n di ewu akasa ti sẹ́ ọ́n
yàwùsọ̀ nkọ̀fọ̀ fianga boys bi ọmọdé ọmọ kókó twitwa light mu ni ẹ̀yà ọmọ mi adwuma da ẹ̀na wọ́n yẹ ankoa na ẹ̀yẹ wọ́n mu ẹ̀na they target Ghanaian companies foreign companies na wà kúrò mu tìmí yẹ ọmọ sáà o ti yà sẹ yes anasi yẹ wọ́n ẹ̀hún o hwẹ foreign companies ẹ̀ dika. Na Ghana for
local company.
Yeah, yani local company. Udie, for local companies in a bisa on sa sima me kan me boa. Adan, nti wo bia dwuma wo Ghana, na wo ye tamfo ana. Serious. Yeah,
because why you say na argument me by say for a capital private injection into ECG. A vital power because they the final stage of power. Otherwise, right from generation via Rede others through Greco. So no need my
but your problem was okay. I say we visited banks be Abattoir just to solicit for some help, and they were both say they would rather deal with foreigners, Lebanese more than Ghanaians. Reason being that bank penny culture is a more market. I was shocked. This is a serious bank.
You know, Kwabra, near Kosono, and yes, you miss Yanra. Me fu me no kasa nyina Ghanaian and soy. Na this is na me talk fam se me talk company kra ye wu no na nka me ton man ko fo no enye me de na me nkom ba
then it means that you be ma abrofo ni foreigners na take you over
because your system
you are comfortable with outsiders
abrofo and our foreigners no against us ya target me say ye gina so RS gina so VAT gina so na wo abufu owiase no a wa Ghana so a the most useless government institution Senate between Senate man workers in kwa so be any
useless they are not
useless. I'm telling you, corrupt practices are ekoso na say wo opanyinitia wo wie na dwuma wie na okogini pension what they take him through no and the way we see gina wo so na oba bi say urawa Somalia na ya megu adwuma no wo yindi una bi adwuma no mame and what you frown your face when you no cross you have to get out from my office go and close it we are metum obi abanye bia matutu adwuma no mako honestly ko tira brocha kamana to so dide kakra what is going on
ba Ghana
now Ghana who na fe frustrate what the frustrations abewu
what call for Cop City
ma fi ho say me won New Jersey come of Cop City yeah probably frustration it does
okay
this is the problem in Musica I say open to me njeje one of the areas I say
me fa ba kunwa me say me catch no akwa be timi fie na wanu ni ECG for akoye one no ma connect here ontua na say wa bodam ana are you out of your mind who them say me member of parliament na mimi fie who ni ECG for ontua be 3 months na ko am so one come on go back and call them bichim say we are metu afrifia so how many of such cases and ekoso and amon ye yenin ye genu ye djuma mu target yes ya adwuma ye wo fosu we have over 1,500 farmers Central, Eastern, Ashanti, Obia de Kutuba. Yatum. And no more from Yakutu say you. Why? I didn't know what was Ghana. How come you near the Annapolis?
ECG from no more capitalization, but capitalization is the account for front account receivables and profitable. Now so Sikadon can
okay.
It has some go to partners can come on no more use.
Yeah, problem. They made the petrol come on of your wrap up now in the come Yakwaba. Okay, so we are back. Yeah, wrap up at the sana. Yeah, the young Kobe as also which we did before prices no. Yamon price because so but yeah, because EBD and common here wrap up. A lot of text messages. Most man can kaya me mwamo. Tima me estimate him to be 2 minutes. Now if you have a wrap up one. Good morning, my name. Our senior officers have sealed the rent allowance money, and we don't know where they have kept the money. Ghana National Fire Service. Please ask Ministry of Health what they are doing about nurses. I mean, they are posting, they are still home doing nothing. My senior sister is involved. And greetings to Honorable Akon, my father. I wish him all the best in his ministry, for his ministry is very broad. God strengthen him. Richard Wabuasi. We are talking about ban, whereby we have rubber recycling plants sitting idle at Aduaje in KEA district like that. Kofi Elmina. I am Enoch from Kenya saying, I'm very disappointed with the wife of the vice president for the comment she made at the school. Good morning. Please, I need some clarification here. Is it now a policy that if one is heading any of the government institutions, one has to use his or her salary to run the office? In fact, I disagree with the statement made by the secretary. You shouldn't do that. Greetings from Men's and congrats for good work. Only Men's. I at least expected that from the second lady. She should bow down her head in shame. Provision of teaching learning material is whose responsibility? You should apologize to the headmistress of SP. Now we know apology.
Now, Angle no cocaine. But when the apology behind, I just say should be innovative as a teacher. Let the hear no.
But I don't see a point.
Yeah, resort to old teachers, old students, and PTA.
I also may pouch cover other.
Okay, so that was the government has failed to pay our salaries for 3 years, and they are happily enjoying their huge amount of salaries and allowances per month. But I wonder why you guys fail to talk to the government. Why are we being cheated from Prudentious, Kukum, and I don't know which one you're talking about. Please, I need some clarification here. So that's it. You see her in Japan. As a businessman again, and to other businessmen, if we say how you take you off, in terms of city stability, COSA is good.
Oh, what about that?
Any other matter?
Say, Enona Ama, they say fuel no price no akofum. Inti maybe the fees no creamy. You good. Say if we are able to stabilize it, what I say, Emma businesses no it me a planning. Ebia minimum 6 months. Say in the next 6 months, the budgeting I did say in May. Oh, now we cushion, but say situation a woman. Businesses no enti me planning.
Okay.
Because no planning or china obeko bank or transfer rate ni say. Because now say akwa transfer 1 million Ghana cedis be 250,000. Enna or can say me stop check no. Now the two different accounts. Between Thursday and Monday no. Yakwa na sika no 1 million $270,000. Into no gain. Or no, what you can again. What you say, and me feel say, and you're bad, me dear. Me watch me, but still, a generally, me you swimming kwame when ye. Who should fuel ya, equia. A yes, or matisu 23%, and a diesel so 27%. I listen to Omo, you know, so we. But, near Quinano, me young couldn't President Mahama, me admire him, but you may catch it on say. Onhwe ni nuanom yi ontumi control because NDC for kra aboafu say every business is going to ne brothers and an yere nti onhwe ni yi media this is the only forum I'll tell him NDC for kra aboafu
just what down for
yeah we are no but what tiem
say
akote mo Italy eji o heavy
so tiem and media so obeti me see yeah media my tetefu eya no makari ya to
e no korente
no krapa
ben
e no krapa o si bibia ni nuanom kwa
na take over bibia
okay if you say this guy your friend is a chamber of pork Hosi. I think say it's so changing the posture kakra from the chamber because now or dealing with Ghanaians as customers to their industry in dealing with Ghanaians no Umbra from the relationship. Maintain interview. Chief executive of the chamber.
BDCs no.
As at now, no, when you a bit of a control of the market, into almost he's dealing with customers as Ghanaians. In the onya butre the explanation. Me so bit here if he saw or more PricewaterhouseCoopers, okay, audit report you know. The reaction no at Asampa was not good. We are talking about top level audit firm and also a very big institution. Into on daily, I think that our chance to make the institution bright and attractive to Ghana and say, And Ben say, yeah, this is the way we approach it. Or explain it. Let Ghanaians follow you.
Okay.
Now, I'm buy into the way you operate the business. But we appreciate say in the variation, tax and change here, dollar buffer, obviously.
All right. What join Obwasiki Free Club? Me call Elwak. Me join the president. But Papa, they do it when you feel. None of that.
Oh yeah.
We sure. Momo. You train your own and training training here on Kwa.
You're catching Minister Migrado. You're catching with none of America with the TV one or Mukasa. So sorry, I'm not exercise safe for a kekeno. A boss was any watching. And Jimmy, you're
your keeping group. In fact, you're to the football boss. Now, for the stadium, second stadium of Ash Gold. In the last Saturday, we no the ball match. Very we come was in Kwada, remember that day. Over Chimo Ofori Stadium. Now, may your exercise be. Because you know, na me diesel Atani Delali Emmanuel. Inti miada me koto diesel. Me buy the process of me bogalo ya me bogu to them sweating.
All day you dey baru. Say kwabra na me go to bill.
Okay.
I feel me to say that.
I am not coming and I say me na now. Da bia enwumre oba onu afrem kwame. Wa koda ho tietia machi mame. Na me tietia na me ntiase. Me say from me ko ha eba me sisi.
What is the problem?
All day.
Yeah, Peja Gwawa, the Cobo for Floss, so I was with your buying the Community.